I just bought this Model Y. It's a 2021 long-range all-wheel drive red Model Y with 20-inch induction wheels. It's beautiful. But I still have a Model 3 Standard Range Plus. Why the Model Y? And what am I going to do with that Model 3? I'm Ryan from Rocky Mountain Tesla, and I'm sharing the data because it's electrifying. This time around, I invested in a bigger battery rather than the full self-driving package. And of course, red paint and induction wheels. I just didn't see the reason getting the full self-driving package again. When we bought the Standard Range Plus Model 3, it was the best value at the time, but it wasn't really the kind of vehicle that we normally drive. We usually have driven hatchbacks, vehicles that were a little easier to get things in and out of, and the Model S and Model X were just way too expensive, so that's why we chose the Standard Range Plus Model 3. This time around, when the Y came out, it just kind of made sense. Just look at how big it actually is, and even comparing it, just visually, you can see the difference, obviously. And I'm going to do some more videos on this subject and really compare some of these differences. The vehicle is almost exactly the same just sitting inside the vehicle. Looking at it from the front seat, it doesn't really look a lot different. However, if you look behind me, you can see that the glass is beautiful. It's breathtaking if you're sitting in the back seat. Also, when you're sitting this high up, you can see the road a lot better, and it does make for a more comfortable driving experience. Maybe not so much from a sporty experience, but comfort driving on road trips, etc. It really is a more comfortable drive. Well, there is one thing that's not that great. The view out of the back is kind of minuscule. Thank goodness for the backup camera. That backup camera just makes all the difference. This was an inventory model, so it was just before they changed the center console, and the steering wheel is not heated, so I missed out on that. We don't really care too much about the center console, and the other added benefit is that we have lumbar support because we actually do use it. The Tesla Model 3 has some serious drawbacks when it comes to the trunk, and the Model Y, well, kind of no comparison. There is just so much room. You can just sit right there and put shoes on. It's just comfortable. Or you can just hit these buttons. And look how much room you have. Together with that wide opening. That was something we really didn't like about the Model 3. That is no comparison in the Model Y. I have the front seats placed in the right position for me, and I'm 6'3", and this is how much room you have. Not bad. Still room here. Still lots of room for my feet at the bottom. I paid for FSD in the first car, and this time around I thought long range was better, a better investment at the time than full self-driving, especially because you won't be able to carry it over to another vehicle, so why bother? There's only one really useful feature that I will miss, and that is the auto lane change. Hopefully they will have an upgrade that would include that feature, something that doesn't cost $10,000 or more. After getting home condo EV charging, it made it a lot easier to have two electric vehicles. Trying to get both charged up while we're out and about would be very trying, I'm sure. But having the home charging solution now with Unico Power, it will make it a lot easier to have two electric vehicles, especially if we can put Rocky on Turo. And this is an idea that I've been toying with for quite a while. one problem might present itself. There is one problem with putting it on Turo that I'm not super comfortable with. I did kind of think I would start some kind of electric vehicle fleet on Turo and get commercial insurance. But in order to get commercial insurance, you have to have 5 vehicles in a fleet for over a year before a company like Intact will insure you. How do you do that? I did get the why before finding all this information out, but I'm still not upset about it. I think this is the perfect vehicle. I would have got the Model Y before the Model 3 if the Model Y came first. It didn't, so now I have 2 Teslas. I'm not sure I'm upset about that either. Long term, it may play out. Maybe FSD does become full self-driving. It might be worthwhile in the long run. We'll see. If I put Rocky on Turo, I will post it on YouTube. I'll post the experience, all the numbers, all the stats. I'll share all the data. See if it's really worthwhile to do that, especially if you have 2 electric vehicles. I mean, wouldn't this kind of make an argument for Tesla becoming that kind of network itself? Or would it? One way or another, we'll see. No, the Model Y isn't going on Turo. Sorry. So subscribe and keep watching more Rocky Mountain Tesla if you want to see more information on either the Standard Range Plus Model 3, Model 3s, or Model Ys. Don't stop watching. Can't really do this in a Model 3 very easily. I'm crawling in the back. I can sleep in here, probably pretty comfortably. Good night.